Hey everybody, how y'all doing out there? And so I thought I'd go ahead and go to Yaakov's fifth son, Yissaskar. Here we go. The copy of the words of Yissaskar, for he called his sons and said to them, listen, my sons, to Yissaskar, your father. Give ear to the words of he who is beloved of Yahweh. I was born the fifth son to Yaakov by way of hire for the love apples. For Reuven, my brother, brought in love apples from the field, and Rachel met him and took them. And Reuven wept. And at his voice, Leah, my mother, came forth. Now these were sweet-smelling apples, which were produced in the land of Haran, below a valley of water. And Rachel said, I do not give them to you, but they shall be to me instead of children. For Yahweh has despised me, and I have not borne children to Yaakov. Now there were two apples, and Leah said to Rachel, does it not satisfy you that you have taken my husband, that you take these also? And Rachel said to her, you shall have Yaakov this night for the love apples of your son. And Leah said to her, Yaakov is mine, for I am the wife of his youth. But Rachel said, do not boast, and do not flaunt yourself, for he married me before you, and for my sake he served our father 14 years. And had not deceit increased on the earth, and the wickedness of men prospered, you would not now see the face of Yaakov. For you are not his wife, but were taken to him in my place in deceit. And my father deceived me and removed me on that night, and did not allow Yaakov to see me. For if I had been there, this would not have befallen to him. Nevertheless, for the love apples, I am hiring Yaakov to you for one night. And Yaakov knew Leah, and she conceived and bore me. And I was called Yissaskar because of the hire. Then a messenger of Yahweh appeared to Yaakov, saying, Rachel shall bear two children, though she has refused company with her husband, and has chosen abstinence. And had not Leah, my mother, paid the two apples for the sake of his company, she would not have borne 8 sons. For this reason she bore 6, and Rachel bore the 2. For because of the love apples, Yahweh visited her. For he knew that for the sake of children she desired to lie with Yaakov, and not for lust of pleasure. For also on the next day she again gave up Yaakov. Therefore, because of the love apples, Yahweh listened to Rachel. For though she desired them, she did not eat them, but offered them in the house of Yahweh, presenting to the Kohen of the Most High, who was at that time. Therefore, my sons, when I grew up, I walked in uprightness of heart, and I became a farmer for my father and my brothers. And I brought in fruits from the field according to their season. And my father baraked me, for he saw that I walked in integrity before him. And I was not a meddler in my doings, nor envious and malicious against my neighbor. I never slandered anyone, nor did I condemn the life of any man, walking as I did in sincerity of eye. Therefore, when I was 35 years old, I took for myself a wife, for my labor wore away my strength. And I never thought upon pleasure with women, but owing to my toil, sleep overcame me. And my father always rejoiced in my integrity, because I offered all the first fruits to Yahweh through the Kohen, then to my father also. And Yahweh increased his bounties in my hands 10,000-fold. And Yaakov, my father, also knew that Yahweh aided my sincerity. For on all the poor and oppressed I bestowed the good of the earth in the sincerity of my heart. And now listen to me, my sons, and walk in sincerity of your heart, for I have seen in it all that is well-pleasing to Yahweh. The sincere man does not covet gold, nor does he take advantage of his neighbor. He does not long for great delicacies. He does not delight in mixed garments. He does not desire to live a long life, but only waits for the desire of the Most High. And the spirits of deceit have no power against him, for he does not look on the loveliness of women, lest he should defile his heart with corruption. There is no envy in his thoughts, no malicious person makes his being to pine away, nor worry with insatiable desire in his heart. For he walks in sincerity of being, and observes all matters in uprightness of heart, rejecting evil eyes through the air of the world, lest he should see the perversions of any of the commands of Yahweh. Therefore, my sons, guard the law, Torah, of the Most High, and obtain sincerity, and walk in trustworthiness, not meddling with the business of your neighbor. But love Yahweh and your neighbor. Have compassion on the poor and weak. Bow down your back to work the soil, and toil in labors in all manner of farming, offering gifts to Yahweh with thanksgiving. For Yahweh shall barak you in the first fruits of the earth, even as he barak all the Kodeshim from Hevel, sorry, when a little dot under the H, even until now. For no other portion is given to you than of fatness of the earth, whose fruits are raised by toil. For our father Yaakov barak me with barakot of the earth and of first fruits. And Lewi and Yehudah were esteemed by Yahweh even among the sons of Yaakov, for Yahweh gave them an inheritance. And to Lewi he gave the kahunah, and to Yehudah the reign. And therefore obey them, and walk in the sincerity of your father, for to God it has been given to destroy the armies that are coming upon Yisrael. Therefore, my sons, know that in the last times your sons shall forsake sincerity and shall cling to insatiable desire, and leaving trustworthiness shall draw near to evil, and forsaking the commands of Yahweh, they shall cling to Belial, and forsaking farming, they shall follow after their own wicked devices, and they shall be dispersed among the Gentiles and shall serve their enemies. And therefore, give these commands to your children that, if they sin, they may the more quickly return to Yahweh. For he is compassionate and shall deliver them, even to bring them back into their land. Look, therefore, as you see, I am 126 years old, and am not conscious of committing any sin, except for my wife. I have not known any woman. I never committed whoring by the uplifting of my eyes. I did not drink wine to be led astray by it. I did not covet any desirable matter that was my neighbor's. Deceit has not risen in my heart, and lie has not passed through my lips. If any man was in distress, I joined my sighs with his, and I shared my bread with the poor. I worked righteousness all my days. I guarded truth. I loved Yahweh. Likewise, also every man within my heart. Wait a minute. Sorry. Sometimes, Likewise, also, every man with all my heart. You also do these matters, my sons, and every spirit of Belial shall flee from you, and no act of wicked men shall rule over you, and you shall subdue every wild beast, since you have the Most High of the Shamaim and earth with you. Walk with men in sincerity of heart. And having said these words, he commanded his sons that they should carry him up to Hebron and bury him there in the cave with his fathers. And he stretched out his legs and died at a good old age, with every limb sound, and with strength not diminished. He slept the eternal sleep. Well, he said a mouthful to his children, didn't he? And we would all do well to listen to those words, as every word of these, the 12 sons of Yaakov, have lots of wisdom, information, and it's all from their hearts. And every sin they ever did, if any of them committed, is out there for us to look at, is out there for us to learn from. It's out there for us to, seriously, sincerity. Sincerity. If you are sincere to him, he'll look after you. But if you have that double tongue, Anyway, take care of yourselves. And I don't know when I'll be able to get on here again, but I'll keep plugging at it, as y'all should be plugging at it. Keeping your lamps lit, your wicks trimmed, and extra oil in a vessel, because one day things are going to really get interesting. Take care.